Well, I wanted to get on here and show you the progress of my onion sets that I've started. You can see that first one that I did. It has like 3 or 4 onion sets growing out of it. And a lot of times you'll get a lot more than that. It just depends on the onion. And I've put that one in there since. It'll start putting up some in a few days. And then I've put this one in there. It hasn't had time yet to grow, so. But every time I cut an onion or use it to cook with, I'm going to start putting 1/3 of it in a container like that to start my own onion sets. That way you can plant them sexually, or whatever they call it. I can't even talk this morning. And you'd be able to harvest your onions consecutively rather than all at one time. And I've got a pot of table scraps, and I apologize for the views you're getting in the camera, but it's kind of hard to move around and carry the camera at the same time. But as you know, we have started 4 more totes out here in my garden, and I've got to get a spade so I can be able to dig a hole. And I told you I already put broken down wood, bark, and pieces of wood. I've put leaves, I've put broken down tomato plants, stuff like that in there. There's 4 of them. And now I've come out here and I'm going to add these table scraps. And see, I've got plants there. That's Chinese cabbage coming up. This is lettuce. I don't remember what I got. I don't think I put anything in that one yet. And I got Chinese cabbage in that one. You can see the little sprouts coming up. But anyway, let's see if I can get this camera fixed to where you might be able to see what I'm doing. I don't know if I'll be able to stick it on here or not. It's not going to cooperate. But I'm just going to like dig a hole. Just dig a trench down in there. Move some of the wood bark and all this other stuff. And just get me a hole going. Right down to the cardboard. And then I'm just simply going to put in some of my table scraps. And I should have enough for all 4. And then just simply cover it back up. And that'll be breaking down. Let's see if I can hook this on the end over here so you can see the other ones that I'm doing. But anyway, I'm going to do these other ones the same way. I don't know what you can see. There's just no way, no good way to do it when you have to hold the camera. But again, just dig a trench. I mean, all the other stuff has already started to break down. I mean, I've got banana peelings. I got an old banana in there. Plants love bananas. Well, banana peelings, potato peelings, anything basically. And just simply cover it back up. Trying to see where I've got it. The sun is so bright. But like I said, just dig a trench. I had cornbread, old bananas, and potato peelings, eggshells, onion peelings. Plants love all that kind of stuff. And just cover it up. See, I've got a big old pot here. I've got a compost bin little thing that goes in the kitchen, but I haven't been using it. I tried to take out all the scraps as I use them, or as I get them, so I don't have to keep them in the house. But I may have to bring it back in the house because I've been storing them in my pots. And it would probably be better if I just used the compost bin. It only holds about a gallon or so anyway. Oh, man. It's a fairly warm day today. Let's see if I can get this camera straightened out. Look at there, I've got Swiss chard coming up in there, so that those seeds survive through the freeze. I've still got some of the, it's the salad mix. So still got one little bitty spinach in there. And I got a couple little spinach coming up in there. I don't know if you can see them, that little one right there. But, you know, I wasn't counting on too much. And I still got some radishes coming up right there. Hopefully we won't get another really hard freeze like we had before. And I got salad mix that survived in here. You can see it. It survived that 10-degree temperatures. You know, a lot of the plants didn't make it, but some of them did. Not much made it in my buckets right here, so I'll probably replant. But I'm going to wait a while, see what the weather's going to do. I do have one that's still alive right here. It'll come back. I've got several still alive there. I've got a lettuce, I've got Swiss chard, I've got salad mix, and I got one or two left in here. So it wasn't all a loss. Got one right there, a little bitty one. So yeah, it wasn't all a loss. And you know, it gets down to 10 and 12 degrees. You don't expect too much to survive in your garden. And I've been trying to clean up out here a little bit, getting things ready to replant when I can. And you can see some of the stuff didn't survive in there. My onions did, but none of the other stuff did. Like that Brussels sprout there. I don't know if it'll come back or not. We'll see. But if it doesn't, I'll replant some more for the summer. In my tower here, my Brussels sprouts survived all that cold weather. Some of them didn't, but most of them did. The garlic, well, the garlic loves cold weather. But the Brussels sprouts, you can see some of them were damaged. And I did cover them up with a quilt those coldest nights. But like I said, we didn't expect a lot of stuff to survive those frigid cold temperatures that we had. The beets, I don't know. Some of them may still come up, may not. We'll just have to wait and see. Some of my peas survived. So we'll wait and see what they're going to do. If you keep your plants well watered in these freezing cold temperatures, they will survive a lot more. And see, my leeks are coming up. I don't know if you can see that. Those little green sprigs. That's my leeks coming up. My romaine lettuce didn't make it. I may have to replant that. Nothing come up in there yet. A lot of it didn't have a chance to come up, so the seeds may go ahead and still sprout. The green cabbage, I've still got quite a few little seedlings that popped up. Let's go see over here. But you know, we didn't expect the tomatoes or the peppers or the okra to survive because they're not a winter crop. They're all summer, and I need to get out here and cut a lot of those back and turn them into mulch, and so I can get ready to replant. Now the stalks seem to be still alive for the most part, but I don't know. I'm not going to count on them coming back. I've got beets coming up there. I've got parsnips trying to pop up out of the ground here. I don't know if you can see them. There's just one or two little bitty ones right there. Carrots haven't come up yet. But it may be best that they don't come up until all this cold weather is over. And see, a lot of stuff didn't survive those freezing cold temperatures. And, you know, I didn't expect it to. Some of it did. I mean, some of it, the tops are dead, but the roots are still alive. But I'm not counting on too much from it. I may just turn a lot of it into compost and go from there. The onions are a cold weather crop, so see, those are my walking onions. The cold don't hurt them, but it did hurt everything else. I mean, the eggplant, tomatoes. But I don't expect any of that to live in these cold temperatures. My blueberry plant has went dormant, but hopefully it will come back out in the spring. And maybe even produce a few little blueberries, I don't know. Let's go check on this one up here. See, I've got a few seeds that are popping up right there, look. But if they come up and we have another hard freeze like we had before, it'll kill them. So I'm going to wait just a little bit before I plant anything else. So yeah, I'll have to take some time and cut all this stuff back, turn it into mulch, get the pots and all the soil ready to replant. Because, you know, this is December. We got January, February, and March. I usually do all my planting in March. Like the second week in March. You know, the tomatillos, I cut those back the other day. So and the mums, they'll die back like that from the cold. But the roots should still be alive, and they'll come back. But all this dead stuff in your pots will make for good mulch. It'll go to compost and then soil, so you're not losing anything. And like I said, we didn't expect stuff to live through those freezing, frigid, cold temperatures anyway, so. I got to get out here and burn this. And I'm thinking about turning it into a planter, like lining it around with buckets inside. That way I don't have to go get more more rocks to surround my buckets for when I mow. You know, I don't like to hit my buckets because it will cut them. So I can put my buckets inside this fire pit after I get all this either out or burnt. Anyway, that's my plan. Neighbor's dog's having a fit. But one of my tree collards did survive. Let me get the zipper open. The biggest one survived. Now the little one, I don't think. But the biggest tree collard survived. The little one didn't. But I didn't have much hopes for that. If you got a good big plant, a lot of times it will survive. If they're really small, you have less of a chance that they'll survive. But if that one continues to grow and survive, then I can take cuttings off of it. So I think my Swiss chard out in the wishing well, it froze. I mean, it didn't survive. Not the days that I was gone. It may not have had enough water. Some of it survived down in there. That'll come back out. But nothing else did. And the peppermint always dies back like this, and then when it starts warming up, it'll come back green, just like that little tip right there. It'll start turning green again. Anyway, I'll go ahead and get this posted. It's just a short update on the garden. So, please subscribe, like, share my videos. And y'all have a blessed day. See you on the next one.